Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush African village where the sun rose with the promise of warmth and the night whispered tales of ancient lore, there was a man named Chukwu. He was a wealthy businessman known far and wide not only for his riches but for his kind heart. After losing his beloved wife 5 years ago, Chukwu was left to raise his two beautiful daughters, Ade and Chinara. Ade, the eldest, was 11 and Chinara was 8. Despite the tragedy that had befallen them, Chukwu's household was filled with laughter and love, a testament to his dedication as a father. One day, Chukwu's longtime friend Akin introduced him to a young woman named Adana. She was radiant, with a smile that could light up the darkest room. Chukwu, whose heart had been lonely for so long, found himself enchanted by her. Adana seemed to be everything he needed, loving, caring, and most importantly, she appeared to adore his daughters. After a whirlwind romance, Chukwu and Adana were married in a grand ceremony, and for a time it seemed as though the family had found their missing piece. However, beneath Adana's sweet demeanor lay a heart of stone and a mind set on wealth. Her marriage to Chukwu was not born of love, but of a sinister plot conceived with Akin, her childhood lover. They had promised each other forever, and Adana saw Chukwu's wealth as the key to their future. She began to poison Chukwu's food gradually, a little at a time, hoping that his demise would appear natural. Adana knew patience was crucial, and she executed her plan with meticulous care. One evening, as Adana and Akin met secretly, Akin pointed out a flaw in their plan. Adana, he whispered, what about Ade and Chinara? If Chukwu dies, they'll inherit everything. We can't risk that. Adana's eyes darkened. You're right, she replied, her voice cold and calculating. We need to deal with them too. From that day forward, Adana began poisoning the girls as well. It started subtly, a few drops in their drinks, a pinch in their meals. Over time, Chukwu and his daughters grew weaker and sicker. The once vibrant home was now filled with the sounds of coughs and groans. Desperate for answers, Chukwu took his daughters to a renowned traditional healer. The healer, wise beyond his years, examined them and quickly identified the cause of their ailments. You have been poisoned, he said gravely, by someone very close to you. Chukwu's heart broke at the revelation. How could Adana, the woman he loved, do such a thing? But his sorrow quickly turned to resolve. They devised a plan to expose her without alerting her suspicions. Chukwu and his daughters returned home, pretending to know nothing. They avoided the food Adana prepared, pretending to eat while secretly disposing of it. Chukwu began to feign illness, growing weaker by the day until he died. The news of his death spread quickly, and a grand burial ceremony was arranged. At the ceremony, Chukwu's body was declared unviewable due to decay, a detail Adana didn't question. She was already counting her future riches. Shortly after, she revealed her true colors, mistreating Aid and Chinara and eventually throwing them out of their home. Akin moved in and the two began to openly plan their new life together. But Chukwu was not done yet. He had one final act to perform. He called for a grand meeting at his mansion, inviting his family and community members. As they gathered, Adana stood confidently beside Akin, ready to claim her rightful inheritance. My husband is dead, she declared. As his wife, all his properties now belong to me. Akin and I will be married soon. The room fell silent, tension hanging thick in the air. Suddenly, the doors burst open, and in walked Chukwu, flanked by Aid and Chinara. Gasps filled the room as Adana and Akin's faces turned ashen. Chukwu stepped forward, his voice steady and commanding. I knew of your plan, Adana. I played along to gather enough evidence against you. Your greed has blinded you to the love and trust I once had. Chukwu, I'm so sorry. It was all Akin plans, Adana pleaded. Akin, where did I go wrong? I thought you were my friend. Security, take them away, said Chukwu. With a nod, security officers entered the room, arresting Adana and Akin. The crowd watched in shock as the couple was led away, their dreams of wealth crumbling to dust. Chukwu, Ad, and Chinara returned to their lives, scarred but stronger. The village rallied around them, offering support and love. Chukwu's wealth remained intact, but more importantly, his family had been saved from a terrible fate. Adana and Akin's betrayal was a bitter lesson, but it also reinforced the bond between Chukwu and his daughters. They had faced darkness together and emerged into the light, their hearts forever united by the trials they had endured. And so, the tale of Chukwu, his daughters, and the treacherous Adana became a legend in the village, a story of love, betrayal, and ultimate triumph over evil. The villagers would tell it for generations, reminding each other that true wealth lies not in riches, but in the love and loyalty of family. Thanks for watching. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and loved ones.